Welcome to Giant Ability TV.
I pledge
Nigeria,
my country
to be faithful,
loyal,
and honest,
to serve Nigeria with all my strength,
to defend her unity,
and uphold her honor and glory. So help me God.
What Nigeria needs at this trying moment is a desire, which in other words, is hope that makes faith work. There is no one out of all the presidential aspirants that can do the magic of transforming Nigeria without a structure. What hitherto had been the method of getting people into political offices accounts for why we have always failed as a people to achieve our desired goals through the process of democracy. Take for instance, China as a country by reason of its formation, where the laws of the land and the means of accountability were created by the state. The same is not applicable in a country like Nigeria, where laws and accountability created the state. In China, therefore, a messiah can be a need at all times, whereas in Nigeria, what is needed for a functional government will be political structures that agree with the diversities and the different aspirations of the entire people, putting their geographical location also into consideration. Why the 2023 election in Nigeria is a journey in the reverse. That is, instead of going forward, we are going backwards. It's because things on ground that represent important building blocks of political, economic, and social structures are absent. For instance, the 1999 constitution on which the politics of the country is run is a fraud, not being a product of the will of the people. Also, the federal system of government that the country operates is far from being a true reflection of a federalism. The country where it is right now has been more divided than it has ever been on ethnic, tribal, and religious lines. The country is also grappling with an unprecedented security problems where terrorism and banditry have become prevalent with no immediate or long-term solution at hand or in view. With these aforementioned conditions, which are foundational and profound in nature, no incoming president can jumpstart a journey to the promised land. All we are doing right now towards the electioneering exercise is not to create a vacuum, for it is crystal clear that Nigeria's flight will definitely crash land, and the ship of hope that we sail on will sink in the sea if nothing is done to bring about the desired change in the ports. What we cannot make available right now as a country as we go into another defining moment of the destiny of the country would disable us in the future. On a final note, why among all the presidential candidates from the major four leading political parties in Nigeria, Mr. Peter Obi is the preferred choice is not because he's a messiah or a saint, but because at this juncture that the country is at, equity and justice is a requirement both morally and religiously if the country is going anywhere.
The people of the Southeast have never tasted presidency in Nigeria. Peter Obi is the person of Igbo extraction that the federal has decided to support and to back. He's the man we trust to restructure the country back to federalism on the assumption of office.
This accounts for why the leaders of the prominent Yoruba group called the Afenifere, Pa Ayo Adebanjo, alluded to the facts on ground relating to equity and justice when he openly declares the support for the group of Mr. Peter Obi of the Labour Party. He pointed out that fielding the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar by the People's Democratic Party as its presidential candidate is an aberration. No
injustice.
This is more than having another northern Fulani Muslim president succeeding President Muhammadu Buhari, the outgoing president,
Who also is a
northern Fulani Muslim.
Atiku's case is very simple. Did not have the right to come back again after 8 years. Simple. Just as I am opposed to Tinubu for many reasons, it is not the right of the Southwest now to come and claim presidency. If you want peace in Nigeria, if you want equity, if you want justice.
We should not lose sight also of the importance of having INEC as an unbiased umpire if the 2023 election will be credible, fair, and transparent. The Nigerian human rights lawyer and activist Femi Falana, speaking as a guest on Channels TV Sunrise Daily program, bared in mind on why all hands must be brought to the deck to make the votes of the people count and protected. He referenced the United States of America and the role played by the former President Trump in trying to change the election results in Atlanta, Georgia, as an indicator that no country is immune from election fraud.
There's no country in the world where you don't have fraud with respect to election. You saw it in America. When President Trump called up people, electoral officials in Georgia, to rig elections. And when he didn't win the election, he instigated litigation. The INEC chairman in particular must insist on working with staff that are committed to transparent elections. And those who commit electoral offenses, either as staff or politicians or members of the public, will have to be prosecuted.
I will not conclude without sounding a note of warning to Nigerians. If Nigerians cannot get it right this time, there is no other time in the nearest or distant future that a country can begin to go forward. Don't forget that life is to be understood backwards but must be lived forward. Once opportunity lost, cannot be regained. Nigeria, which gained her independence from the British on October 1st, 1960, is now 62. Happy Independence Day to the most populous black nation in the world. May this not be the last. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to all our social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook.